Go.
So here we are at Bowling Green, the oldest park in New York City, established in 1733 by a bunch of rich local landlords who rented this out from the royal government for 3 peppercorn a year, which is not that much, but it was enough for this place, in exchange for with the premise that they make this a delight to the inhabitants. And look at these wonderful flowers. They did a pretty good job. It's delightful. So, now, of course, this was in use. This was a park beforehand. It wasn't official, but in the 1600s, Dutch times, English times after that, it was used for cattle grounds, for a market for produce and grains. Of course, it was in use. It only became official in 1733. Now, like I said before, this is the site of a major episode, several major episodes, conflict in the American Revolution. Now, the American Revolution, of course, didn't start in 1776. It was brewing for a while this time. Now, 1770 rolls around. People are not happy with the king anymore. They just want to get rid of him, but they can't do it yet. Now, of course, people not liking the king, what do the king do? What does the government do? They put a statue of the king. It makes perfect sense, right? People did not like this. And the government knew this, of course. They made some of the first anti-graffiti laws prohibiting any vandalism of the statue, this giant statue that used to be in the middle of the park, and they erected a fence around the entire place. This fence actually still standing today, right over here. 1776 rolls around, Declaration of Independence is announced. People are they're going wild. They're pretty happy about this thing. But they're also pretty pissed off. Now they can finally air their grievances. They storm the park, originally looking for the governor. Couldn't find him. Next best thing, tear down the statue. Now, they tore it to pieces, and we don't know exactly where all of it went. The head was recovered by loyalists, and it was brought back to the king, brought back to England. The tail was recovered in some excavation site before, and rumor has it the rest of it was made into bullets for the rebels. We're not really 100% sure. Now, if you check these fences, now on each post, each of these posts has a saw mark on it. These are pretty thick posts. Now, on top of these posts, there were these ornaments. It looks pretty difficult to cut these ornaments off, considering how thick these posts are. So they must have been very provocative. We don't know what they originally were, but we can assume that they might have been crowns. Fast forward again, finally. Now, the American Revolution didn't end at 1776 either. The British actually had control of New York City all the way until 1783. Evacuation days when they finally left, and they didn't leave too quietly. They weren't very gracious losers of the revolution. They had some more incidents. For example, the last shot was fired, even though there wasn't a battle. As they were packing up shop, leaving, they decided, hey, we're going to fire a cannon at Staten Island. Well, they fired at Staten Island, but they missed. Now, if you ask me, if you fired an island and you miss, maybe you probably are likely to lose. You're not going to be able to suppress a rebellion. And even before they left, they hoisted up the Union Jack, the British flag, greased down the pole, cut the rope so nobody could take it down before they left. It's not very nice, but, you know, with will is a way, somebody actually managed to cut it down. This is, of course, a violent conflict that ended, but we also have other struggles, financial struggles, which are going to bring you to a statue representing that now. So if you follow me, we're going to go to the Charging Bull statue.